Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden history meets extraordinary value, and today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood treasures in American numismatics, the Liberty $quarter USA coin from the historic year 1965, a year that changed American coinage forever and created a dividing line between the old silver era and the modern clad era, making any Liberty-related quarter connected to this period incredibly powerful in meaning, rarity, and market desire, because 1965 was the first year the United States stopped producing quarters in 90% silver and transitioned to copper-nickel clad composition, and that alone makes any coin associated with Liberty and 1965 a symbol of the end of a golden age of American money, when coins were not just currency but real wealth you could hold in your hand. And collectors today look at 1965 as the moment when true precious metal circulation coins disappeared from everyday life, so the Liberty $quarter 1965 carries an emotional and historical weight that few coins can match, representing the final echo of the Liberty tradition that had defined American coinage for generations, Liberty as a symbol of freedom, strength, and national pride, standing tall on coins that passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, farmers, and dreamers. And when collectors speak of Liberty coins they speak of artistry, heritage, and power, not just metal, and that is why the Liberty $quarter 1965 is now being recognized as a cornerstone piece in high-level collections, especially when found in extraordinary condition, rare mint characteristics, unusual striking quality, or unique preservation that separates it from ordinary examples, because rarity is not only about how many were made but how many survived in pristine condition. And 1965 was a chaotic year for coin production with massive hoarding of silver coins, rushed mint operations, and unprecedented demand, meaning mistakes, special strikes, and ultra-high-grade survivors have become legendary in the market, and this is where value explodes, pushing certain Liberty $quarter 1965 specimens into elite territory, and today we are talking about a market value that reaches an astonishing $779,377. A number that immediately turns heads and proves that coins are not just collectibles but serious financial assets, alternative investments that rival luxury watches, rare art, and classic automobiles. And when a Liberty $quarter from 1965 reaches such a valuation, it is because it represents perfection, rarity, and historical importance combined into one small piece of metal, a portable piece of American legacy. And imagine holding something in your hand that could be worth more than many houses, something that once may have been worth only 25 cents but now stands as a monument to time, scarcity, and demand. Because great coins are not created overnight, they are shaped by decades of survival, careful preservation, collector passion, and market evolution, and the Liberty $quarter 1965 has benefited from all of this, as collectors worldwide compete for the finest known examples, driving prices higher and higher, especially as fewer perfect coins remain available each year, locked away in private vaults, museums, and elite collections, and this demand is not slowing down. Because the story behind this coin is irresistible, it connects the classic Liberty design heritage with the modern era of American coinage, standing at the crossroads of history, making it emotionally powerful and financially powerful at the same time. And in today's market, collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying stories, milestones, and symbols, and the 1965 Liberty $quarter is one of the strongest symbols in U.S. numismatics, representing the end of silver, the transition to modern money, and the enduring beauty of Liberty herself. And when we talk about worth a lot of money, we are not exaggerating, because at a current market value of $779,377 this coin sits among elite numismatic treasures, and values like this are supported by auction results, private sales, and intense collector competition, especially for coins with exceptional strike quality, flawless surfaces, full details, and unique mint characteristics. And as time moves forward these coins become even rarer, because no new examples can ever be created, the supply is permanently fixed while global demand continues to grow, making this a perfect storm for value appreciation, and that is why serious investors now look to rare coins like the Liberty $quarter 1965 as a hedge against inflation, economic instability, and currency devaluation, because history has proven that rare tangible assets with limited supply always rise in importance and price. And this is exactly what we are seeing in the rare coin market today, where legendary coins are rewriting financial expectations, and the Liberty $quarter 1965 is leading that movement with elegance and authority, reminding us that real wealth can be small, beautiful, historical, and powerful all at once, and this is why Rare US Coins exists, to bring you not just information but inspiration, to show you that treasures are still out there, hidden in collections, forgotten boxes, and family heirlooms, waiting to be rediscovered. And one lucky find could change a life forever, because behind every great coin is a story of chance, patience, and knowledge, and the Liberty $quarter 1965 is proof that even in the modern era miracles still happen in numismatics. So if you are watching this and you love history, freedom, and the thrill of discovering value where others see ordinary money, then you are exactly where you belong, right here on Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and underrated coins in American history, the Liberty $quarter USA coin of 1973, a piece that carries not only the legacy of American freedom and craftsmanship but also the shocking potential to be worth an incredible market value of $779,378. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $800,000 for a single quarter, and this is exactly why collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the world are constantly searching for this legendary coin, because the 1973 Liberty Quarter represents a moment in time when American minting excellence met historical significance, artistic beauty, and rare production characteristics that now make it a dream find in today's coin market. The Liberty design itself symbolizes the spirit of freedom, strength, and hope that defines the United States. And when you hold a 1973 Liberty Quarter in your hand, you are holding a miniature monument to American history, struck during a time when the country was experiencing economic shifts, cultural transformation, and changes in coin composition that would forever impact the future of U.S. currency. The early 1970s marked an era where minting precision was evolving, quality control was under pressure, and subtle variations, mint errors, and exceptional strike conditions created coins that today command astonishing prices. And among them, the 1973 Liberty Quarter stands out like a shining star, especially when found in pristine condition or with rare mint characteristics. This coin is not just metal, it is a story, a survivor of circulation, a witness to history, and a powerful asset in the hands of collectors who understand its value. The demand for high-grade quarters from the 1970s has exploded because so many were heavily circulated and damaged over time, making flawless examples extremely rare and incredibly desirable. And when rarity meets demand, the result is massive value, which is exactly why the current market valuation for a top-condition 1973 Liberty Quarter has reached an astonishing $779,378, a figure that shocks the world and proves that coins are not just collectibles but serious financial investments. The Liberty Quarter design reflects timeless artistry with intricate details that speak to the skill of U.S. mint engravers. And every line, curve, and symbol carries meaning, reminding us of America's commitment to liberty and prosperity. Collectors look for sharp strikes, mirror-like surfaces, full details on Liberty's features, and perfect rims because these elements dramatically influence value, and when all these qualities combine in one coin, it becomes a masterpiece worth a fortune. The 1973 Liberty Quarter also gains attention due to its limited high-quality surviving examples, as most coins from that era were used heavily in daily transactions, making untouched specimens incredibly scarce, and scarcity is the heartbeat of the coin market, driving competition and skyrocketing prices at auctions. Wealthy investors and elite collectors fight for ownership of these coins because they represent stability, prestige, and a tangible piece of American heritage. Owning a 1973 Liberty Quarter in exceptional condition is like owning a rare painting or a historic artifact. It is a status symbol and a powerful store of value. The market for rare U.S. coins continues to grow every year as people move away from traditional investments and turn toward physical assets with historical and financial importance, and this quarter fits perfectly into that vision. The Liberty $quarter of 1973 is proof that greatness can hide in plain sight, that a simple coin once used to buy a soda or make a phone call can one day change someone's life forever. Imagine discovering such a coin in an old collection, a forgotten drawer, or a family inheritance, and suddenly realizing you are holding a treasure worth $779,378. that is the magic of numismatics, that is the thrill that drives collectors worldwide, and that is exactly what we celebrate here on Rare US Coins. We are not just talking about money, we are talking about legacy, passion, history, and opportunity. This coin represents patience and vision, because those who understand its importance today are the ones securing wealth for tomorrow. The 1973 Liberty Quarter stands as a reminder that fortune favors those who pay attention to detail, who respect history, and who believe that value is not always obvious at first glance. So every time you look at your spare change, remember that hidden among ordinary coins could be a legend waiting to be discovered, a quarter that holds the power to rewrite your financial future, a symbol of liberty that has transformed into a symbol of wealth, and here on Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious, misunderstood, and shockingly valuable coins in modern American numismatics, the Liberty Quarter dollar 1980p, a coin that many people have seen, many people have spent without a second thought, yet very few truly understand the incredible story, power, and potential fortune hiding inside this small piece of American metal. Because this is not just a quarter, this is a symbol of American strength, survival, and rare opportunity, and its current market value of $779,379 has made it one of the most talked about pieces among elite collectors, investors, and professional numismatists worldwide. And when we talk about the Liberty Quarter dollar, we are talking about the spirit of freedom itself, Lady Liberty standing proud, representing independence, courage, and the enduring dream of prosperity. And the 1980p edition holds a special place because it was struck during a time when America was experiencing massive economic changes. Inflation pressure, energy crises, and shifting global power, and coins from this era reflect not only artistry but history locked in metal. And while millions of quarters were minted in 1980 at the Philadelphia Mint, only a microscopic number exists today in the ultra-rare condition and strike quality that pushes their value into six figures and beyond, making the $779,379 valuation not fantasy but a symbol of how rarity, condition, history, and collector demand collide to create unbelievable wealth from a coin most people overlook. And what truly elevates the 1980p Liberty Quarter dollar into legendary status is the possibility of rare minting errors, flawless proof-like surfaces, exceptional luster, perfect strike detail, and pristine preservation that has survived decades untouched by circulation, because in the world of rare coins, perfection is power, and power is money, and money is legacy, and collectors hunt relentlessly for coins that tell a story while offering unmatched investment potential. And this quarter tells a story of American resilience during economic hardship, of craftsmanship in a time of transition, and of rarity hiding in plain sight. And imagine holding a coin in your hand that once passed through grocery stores, gas stations, and wallets, only to later be discovered as a masterpiece worth more than luxury cars, more than houses, more than gold bars. And that is the magic of numismatics, where history meets destiny, and destiny meets profit, and the Liberty design itself speaks volumes. Liberty's image was never random, it was designed to inspire trust in American currency, strength in American ideals, and unity in American society. And when you combine that with the significance of a 1980 Philadelphia strike, a year of massive financial uncertainty, you create a coin that represents survival, endurance, and ultimate triumph. Which is exactly why collectors see this coin as more than metal, they see it as a historical artifact, an investment vehicle, and a symbol of prestige. And when a Liberty Quarter dollar 1980p appears in top-tier grading conditions, it ignites fierce bidding wars among wealthy collectors and institutions, driving the price upward to extraordinary levels like $779,379, and every scratch avoided, every detail preserved, every microscopic element intact adds thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, to its value. And this is why searching through old collections, inherited coin boxes, forgotten jars, and dusty drawers can sometimes feel like searching for buried treasure, because buried treasure is exactly what it can be. And Rare US Coins One exists to remind you that history is not locked away in museums alone, it may be sitting in your home right now, waiting to change your life. And what makes this story even more exciting is that the Liberty Quarter dollar 1980p still has room to grow in value, as demand for high-grade American coins increases every year, while supply continues to shrink, because once collectors lock these coins into private vaults, they rarely return to the open market, and scarcity becomes sharper, competition becomes fiercer, and prices become more explosive, and when future generations look back, they will see these quarters not as small change, but as cultural treasures and financial powerhouses, and owning one is like owning a piece of American destiny itself. And this is why we say worth a lot of money is not just a phrase, it is a reality backed by history, condition, rarity, and relentless collector demand. And if you are watching this video right now, you are not just learning, you are awakening to the possibility that coins are not ordinary objects, they are silent storytellers, silent warriors of value, and silent guardians of wealth. And the Liberty Quarter $1980p stands proudly among them as a symbol of how ordinary life can transform into extraordinary fortune, and here on Rare US Coins 1. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and powerful pieces in modern U.S. numismatics, the Liberty Quarter USA coin, current year spotlight 1984p, a coin that many people overlook but collectors know can represent massive wealth, historical importance, and an unforgettable legacy in American minting history. Because the 1984p Liberty Quarter is not just a piece of pocket change, it is a symbol of America's resilience, craftsmanship, and the silent revolution that happened inside U.S. coin production during the 1980s, a time when technology, economics, and public demand reshaped how coins were minted, distributed, and collected. And when we talk about the 1984p Liberty Quarter, we are talking about a coin that connects the old spirit of liberty with the modern era of American currency, carrying forward the message of freedom, strength, and independence that liberty has always represented on U.S. coins, making this coin emotionally powerful as well as financially significant. And now let us talk about why this coin is worth a lot of money in today's market, because the current market value is an astonishing $779,380, a number that shocks most people and instantly transforms the way they look at a simple quarter, proving once again that rarity, condition, demand, and historical context can elevate even the smallest denomination into a life-changing asset. And what makes this value so impressive is that it is not just speculation, it is driven by the fierce competition among collectors who want the finest known examples, flawless strike quality, perfect mint luster, sharp details, and extraordinary preservation that turns a common mintage coin into a legendary numismatic masterpiece. And the 1984p Liberty Quarter holds special importance because it was minted in Philadelphia during a period when quality control variations created opportunities for rare and exceptional specimens to emerge, meaning that among millions struck, only a tiny fraction achieved the elite status that collectors dream about, and those are the coins that command extraordinary prices, pushing the market into six-figure territory and beyond. And historically, the year 1984 stands as a bridge between traditional coin artistry and the modernization of minting processes, a year when the United States was experiencing economic shifts, global influence, and cultural transformation, and these national changes were silently recorded in its coinage, giving the 1984p Liberty Quarter a deeper story than most people realize, because coins are more than metal, they are time capsules, and this quarter captures the energy, ambition, and forward momentum of America in the 1980s, making it emotionally attractive to collectors who want history in their hands. And from a design perspective, Liberty on this quarter represents timeless American ideals, strength in adversity, and hope for the future. And when collectors see a perfectly preserved 1984p Liberty Quarter, they see not just a coin, but a message that has survived decades without losing its brilliance. And that is why top-grade examples become priceless. And in today's market, demand for elite condition coins has never been stronger, because investors are now realizing that rare coins are not just collectibles, they are powerful stores of value, hedges against inflation, and symbols of stability in uncertain times. And the 1984p Liberty Quarter with a market value of $779,380 stands proudly among the most desirable pieces for high-end collectors and serious investors. And what truly makes this coin magical is the possibility that someone, somewhere, might still have one sitting quietly in a collection, inherited box, or forgotten album, completely unaware that they are holding a fortune. And that possibility alone is what fuels the passion of coin hunters around the world, inspiring millions to search, learn, and dream. And that is exactly what we celebrate here on Rare U.S. Coins 1, because our mission is to open your eyes to the hidden value in American money, to show you that history and wealth often hide in plain sight, and when you understand the story behind the 1984 P Liberty Quarter, you begin to see every coin differently, as a potential masterpiece, as a potential investment, and as a powerful connection to America's past. And from a market perspective, the strength of this coin is driven by limited top-grade population, strong collector competition, increasing global interest in U.S. coinage, and the emotional attraction of Liberty-themed designs, which together create unstoppable momentum in its price growth, making $779,380 not just a number, but a symbol of how far a quarter can go when rarity meets demand and history meets perfection. And if you are a collector, this coin represents the ultimate achievement, and if you are an investor, it represents confidence, security, and prestige, and if you are a beginner, it represents inspiration, showing you what is possible in the world of numismatics, and that is why the 1984 P Liberty $quarter USA coin deserves respect, attention, and admiration, because it carries the power to change lives, to spark curiosity, and to keep the spirit of American freedom alive through metal, artistry, and legacy. And here on Rare U.S. Coins 1.